Speaker recognizes Representative Rutledge.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I know the hour is late, and I'll try to be brief in my remarks. We just witnessed in this chamber tonight something very special, and in fact, something some called historic, related to the health and the care of people. I submit to you that the bills that we will discuss now, 4813 and 4815, introduced by Rep. Rogers, are, in my view, have at least equal or maybe greater impact, because we're talking about the education of our children and what that means to our whole state. The difference that I have observed is that what we did on the Medicaid side had a lot of time to, in fact, have discussion and gel. Some talked about it happening over a period of years and coming to a conclusion that witnessed a vote in this chamber tonight. I have introduced a bill along with Representative Rogers to try to correct a situation that has occurred, and we've only had a matter of weeks, even days, Mr. Speaker, to try to impact. I have had the pleasure of working through school kinds of issues, particularly around consolidation, with Representative Rogers, who has provided a ton of leadership in that area and wisdom, quite frankly, in how to move through difficult situations like that. What we discovered during this process was pulling the cover off some very serious flaws in discovering and in turning up what has appeared to be noticed and finding out in a real time-sensitive way when districts get into financial trouble. The process is not pretty, if there's a process at all. At any rate, to this bill, we were designing this to try to help in a real time-sensitive way at least two school districts who were upside down in their finances and really threatened with not being able to open doors in the fall. We had crafted this in a way that, given the time that we had to work on it, was really aimed at providing a way for those kids to, the boundaries of a district to be redrawn in a way to encompass the children in a district that would not be able to in fact go to school. At this point, I had asked for a very straightforward, I thought reasonable amendment that dealt with what would happen to the kids. What we had not dealt with was what would happen to the staff and the faculty. That amendment, much needed in this bill, was in fact defeated just moments ago and not allowed to go in. And for that reason, it in my view, makes this bill very much not doable in a way that makes sense to those local districts. And so at this point, I mean, the disappointment that I have as it relates to having spent so much time working with the chair of the Education Committee, who has been wonderful in giving us lots of time, and in working with Representative Rogers in trying to craft a way to make this bill acceptable to enough votes in this body to move it in a way that would be reasonable has not worked and has in fact fallen apart. So in speaking to this bill, it is with great disappointment that I say to you, Mr. Speaker, and say to my colleagues that I am not pleased with the product that's here, and absolutely not pleased with the amendments not being able to be added to it. I want you, Mr. Speaker, and in fact this body to know that at the appropriate time, for the reasons that I have indicated, that I will request that my name be withdrawn from a bill that I actually crafted in an effort to try to do some good in the compressed time that we had. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative.